Alright, hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Shane. I hope you had a wonderful week. Let me just see if I can fix... That looks a bit blurry. Let's see if we can fix that. Alright, how's that? Not too bad, not too bad. Alright, welcome to the stream. I'm Shane. If you haven't been here before, welcome to SketchClub. We do this every Friday with the occasional hiccup. We're a little bit late today, so thank you for joining us. I do think... let me just set something up here. Music was getting a bit loud for me. Do let me know if the music gets too loud for you, or if it's not loud enough. I can turn it up a little bit. Or down a little bit. We don't want it to overpower anyone, but we like a little bit of chill out music in the background. Alright, that sounds a lot better for me, and it looks like it's pretty good for you. Let me just check. That looks better. Okay. Alright, so today's Sketch Club is going to be a bit of a different one. Usually we pick a subject matter and we just sketch. Paint, sketch, whatever you want to call it. But we kind of finish the whole thing in one sitting. So, I've got my coffee here. Actually, I have 2 coffees. That's, when things are getting busy, you made one and got another one sitting. No, it's almost finished. Okay, so today what I wanted to have a play with was... I've been exploring a new software called Rebelle 8, and it's the closest to traditional painting in any app that I've ever kind of experienced personally. Maybe you feel differently, but that's okay. So what I wanted to explore today was color mixing, because inside Rebelle they have a special color mixing kind of adjustment, so it makes it more like natural color mixing. And I wanted to have a go. They also have all of the traditional oil colours. So I wanted to have a little play with that mixing. We might be a bit shorter today. We'll see if we finish around 9ish. But this could be a little bit of fun. So if you haven't been here before, check out our website, www.jrartlab.com. We do all kinds of digital art workshops, digital painting, graphic design, 3D printing and sculpting, 3D modeling, filmmaking, photography, script writing, podcasting, anything in the digital sphere. And if you've got kids, that's a lot of our students are actually children. Yeah, send us a message, and please also like and subscribe. It really helps us to get seen by other people. So thank you very much, everyone. Alright, so let's get on over and have a look. Now, I haven't collected references this because I think we can do this together. Okay, so it's going to be all about color mixing with a specific focus on traditional color mixing in Rebelle. Now, if you've got colors, say you're working with watercolor, usually you can do my class, or you can do this sketch club with anything. So today I would recommend that you have a play with the colors that you have. So if you've got colored pencils, this would work. If you've got pastels, it would work. If you've got watercolor, this would work. And just kind of, we're going to explore color mixing in general, and sort of see how that goes. Okay. Alright, let's get on over to my screen. I miss our old stream, what do you call it, transitions. They only work on Mac apparently, so I've got to work out how to get them off the other computer and onto this one. Alright, so I haven't got anything. This, I will put the link to this in the chat, but you can also go and grab your own references here if you like. Let me just pop that in the chat. Oh, it doesn't like right-click on the chat. I don't know why, but it doesn't like right-click. There you go. The link's in the chat if you want to use this. This is our Sketch Club reference board from Mural. And we'll get rid of that. Okay, so let's just get oil color mixing wheel. Let's have a look. Okay, so let's have a little look at, we'll put that in. We'll put that in. It's not what I'm looking for. This looks good. And let's bring that back. What else have we got here? Color mixing guide, dark greys. That's what I would like to have a little bit of work on. Oil palette, color mixing. Okay, that looks fun. What else have we got here? Skin tones could be a fun thing to play with. Where's that magical? That looks pretty good. Oil, paint, color mixing. Oh, what is it called? I'm just gonna Google it. Not calculator. Oh, I have it on my phone. You know what? I have it on my desktop somewhere. Let me see if I can get it. Here we go. This is what I want. Okay, the Quiller wheel. I can never remember what it's called because I used to think it was related to quilting. The Quiller wheel. I should be able to remember that because it's got a tag, right? Okay. Now, the Quiller wheel is pretty cool because you can see here we get all of our permanent green, cad yellow, cad orange, Indo orange, pyrrole orange, permanent red, vermilion, all of the names, Prussian blue, ultramarine violet, cobalt violet, cobalt teal, whatever it is that you cad green. And this is a really good reference. So if you haven't got it, search up this Quiller wheel and definitely save that on your computer. Alright, so I've got these here. This should be enough for us to get going. Alright, so I'm going to pop this on my other screen and we're going to have a little go at this color mixing process. I'll probably bring this back every now and again. Alright. How are we doing? Okay. So I'm going to set the background to a grey. Like a mid-tone grey here. And we're going to desaturate that. And let's see how that goes. That's going to give us... Might be a bit hard to see from the edge. Really? It didn't remember what I had? I'm going to make it slightly darker. There we go. Okay, now I've got this mixing palette at the bottom. Lately I've been really enjoying mixing all of my colours as I go by putting them down there. Like you can see over here I've got my colours. I'm going to shrink this down. Can we make that any bigger? Not really. Okay, so these are all the names that you find on regular tubes of paint. So let's start off with some little experiments with our primaries. Okay, so I'm going to use this type of blending brush and I'm not going to get something too... Let's get a knife. We'll do it the very traditional way. But you can do this with it, whatever it is. Let's get this oily knife. I'm just going to reset the brush so that we see what it's got. And let's put down some yellow. And let's get a cerulean blue. And let's get a Lazarian crimson or pyrrole. Let's get the pyrrole. Okay, so these are going to be our what's this one? Cad yellow medium, I think. This is cad yellow light, I think. It usually tells me there if I hover over it, but I'm pretty sure that's oh, that might be cad yellow dark. Yep, cad yellow medium, cad yellow deep, cad yellow light. So we'll go with the medium. I think that's what we had. Alright, and I'm gonna put, do I want to put them down here as well? Let's see. Because we're mixing on the palette, I might not even need that. Okay, so let's take some of this and some of this. And I'm going to switch over to the blending brush. Actually, we'll do it with the... This one's supposed to paint and blend. So let's see how this goes. Oh, I've got to turn on this here. This use color pigments. So this changes it the way it works. And you can see that already. I was getting a grayish green, which is very regular digital kind of problem. And now, so if I turn this off, does it change? No. Let's turn it off and then let's try it with just this and this. You see how different that is? Like that is a green, but it's like a totally different green to what I'm getting here when I use this color pigments mixing thing. So we'll just make sure. I wish that was turned on by default, or it remembered that I wanted that on. Okay, so let's get some blue. There's our secondary. I got a little bit more red in there. I pressed a little bit hard. Let's see if I can do that again. There we go, that's a nice purple. I think I just over-mixed it a little bit. Let's get it, I've got to stop at the right moment. There we go. So there we go, when I sample that, you see I'm getting this nice purple there. Okay. I don't know if you find this exciting, but I find this pretty exciting. I've been wanting to do this for a while. So with this brush setting, I can press harder and it will add more paint. If I press lightly, it just mixes. So there's my orange, there's my purple, and there's my green. Alright, very nice. Okay, so let's get some black and some white. Where are we going to put you? We'll put some white over here. And we've got our bone black. Okay, and what else do we want? Let's put some grey up here too. This is the Payne's grey, which is kind of a bluish grey. Okay. Primaries, secondaries. Now, what about mixing? I want to try mixing some greys. So, I would like to try this. I'm going to go first of all with this brown, which is the Van Dyke brown. And it has kind of an orangish hue. And then I'm going to put in, because blue and orange I'm gonna get our ultramarine blue, and let's try this and see what kind of grey we get here. I'm not sure if you can see that too well, but I'm getting a bluish grey. Very similar to this one, but darker. So if you're looking for a darker grey, that is our ultramarine. I can also switch it to just blend. So let's blend it a bit harder without worrying that. So there, it's a bluish middle dark. So that, I believe, is one of our useful greys. Now let's play with red and green. So I'm going to get Pyrrole. Actually, let's try the Alizarian Crimson, because that's what we had before. And we're going to switch the color wheel over to a circle, and then we can see our complementary colors. So I'm going to go with a cobalt turquoise, or I think it's similar to or the same as cobalt teal. And then I'll get my mixer here, and let's see what we get. We're going to get a purpley grey. And let's add a bit of... Okay, that didn't give me something great. So let's try another combination. We need something more orange, so maybe a cad red, or our cad orange. So I'm going to replace that with a cad orange, and let's try this turquoise. Today's very experimental, so let's see. It's light. I'm getting something... What are we getting? A mid-green. A mid kind of whitish green. Okay. How about red and green? Go back to the pinkish red this time. This rose madder. Oh, it's not. It's madder. It's... Maybe we should go with the quinacridone. It's a bit more pinky. Pink and green complementaries. Let's give that a blendy. Okay, that is a good grey. A much warmer grey. Okay, what are we getting? We're getting a pinkish grey. Let's put a bit more green in it. So we're trying to explore complementary mixes at the moment. Now I want to try this one again. So that's our other grey we get with the pink and the green. So orange and blue, we might have to use a... It is still greyish. It's definitely whitish, but I think we're not quite right. Let's get rid of this. So palette knife that off. Let's get our... let's try the cobalt and cad orange. I hope this is fun if you're experimenting with this at home. Let me know in the chat if you think this is fun. Okay, we're getting another nice grey here. It's a brownish grey, but it's mixy. Okay, that's not bad. That's a good... It's still a greenish kind of grey, but that's good. We could lean that towards a warmer or cooler, depending on what we pair it with. So if I sample this one, I'm getting a warm grey here. Now I could probably darken that up with something. It's a greenish grey, and then we've got a bluish grey. Okay, now I want to try another. We tried that. Let's try the ultramarine. And let's go for another orange. And give this a blendy. It's a bit darker. Might be hard to notice how grey it is until you see if you separate it out. And we've got a grey background, so it's showing you the colour more strongly, I think. But that looks good. So there, we're getting closer towards that side of the desaturated side. So we've got now like 4 desaturated colours. Let's have a go at getting some interesting browns. Okay, so I'm going to take purple and green. I'm going to mix those two together. It's our secondaries. And now we've got that brown, which is kind of a reddish brown. I could probably mix a bit more green in there. No, still pretty reddish. Okay, let's try, because it's picking up all that red from our mix there. Let's try this purple and this orange and give it a mixeroo. Go. We might need a bit more bluish in that. We might need a bluer purple to get more brown, but that's still a brown. It's a sort of a middle of the road brown, almost in the center of our color square. Okay, let's try the orange and the green. Getting a mustardy kind of color, a browny mustard, yellowy mustard. Very nice. Okay. Alright. Now let's have a little look at mixing maybe some skin tones. We might have a look at our little reference thing here. So we're going to go try this recipe here. Burnt sienna, ultramarine blue, and cad orange and white. Okay. Cad orange. We'll go with the darker one. We'll go with ultramarine blue, which has a bit of purpley kind of hue in it. And then burnt sienna. Now this is I have to say, this is pretty cool that when you've turned this color pigments bit on, we really are getting... Oh, I haven't got any white yet. And we want some white. that needs a little bit of red, if you ask me. That's getting better. What have we got now? I still think it needs a bit more reddish. Maybe we should use... Let's take it back and let's go... Let's try it with a CAD red. CAD red, ultramarine blue, white, and what was it? Burnt sienna. I would say this burnt sienna looks a little bit different to the tube. Maybe we should try a burnt, maybe this Indian red. Oh, that's not bad. Now that's a little bit different from the recipe we explored, but we've got maybe a shadow color for the skin. Let's add a bit of white and lighten that little bit. I still think we need more red. It's kind of desaturated, which is good. So let's try another mix. Anybody want to comment? You can let me know what sort of mix we should explore. I'm going to try this again, similar, but I'm going to go with a little bit less, a little bit darker brown. So let's try a burnt umber and ultramarine blue and white and CAD orange. Maybe we should have gone with the lighter orange. Let's try that, the brighter one. Alright, and we'll give it a mixing. A bit more of a yellowish tone. Yellowish brownish. So that recipe was something I just got online. Let's try and just create something ourselves. So I'm going to take some white, another flesh tone. I'm going to take some orange. And let's give that a little blend first. And we will get some... That's not bad, even as a starting point. And maybe a little bit of brown into that. We can use the raw umber. And mixing. It's going a bit greenish. I think there's not much red in that raw umber. Let's try the Van Dyke brown. So when you pick it here, you can see it's very orangish. What about Indian red? That probably is what we need. It's got a bit more red in it. Okay, that's better. So that was Indian red, brown, and white. And that gives me a nice couple of two different sort of skin tones to work with. Okay, this is pretty fun. Okay, so what else should we try and mix? Let's have a look at our reference sheet and see what we've got. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look at these greys here. Green, red, white, and burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Blue, burnt umber, white, alizarian crimson, and phthalo green. So let's try first of all alizarian crimson and green. Let's try that. I'm just going to save this as a palette. So I'm going to give it a quick save. I'm going to call it mixing palette. And then you could use this for sampling. I might call it 01 because I like to. Okay, what we got? Alizarian crimson and phthalo green. Now let's try these together first and see what we get. That's another good grey, isn't it? That's a nice grey. Oh, that's not the right button. Okay, that's a bluish grey. Let's put that down there. Okay, and then what did it want to mix it with? Burnt umber, blue, and white. So let's put a bit of that. And then get our burnt umber. And we need a bit of white. Well, the white's lightening it up, that's for sure. So now that's it's like a lighter version of this. If I would have just done this with a bit of white, we'll see how different that is. Okay, so this is the one that's just white and the alizarian crimson and phthalo green. And then this one. Oh, it's a darker version. Well, we could add more white to this mix and get something similar. But if I sample it here, it's a bluish, and this is kind of closer towards like a aqua grey, and this is an aqua grey, and this is a more cerulean kind of grey. Okay, so let's put this down with our greys, because why not? There's our blue greys. I really would have liked that in a different order, so let's do that again. Let's put the middle one and then the lighter one. So now we've got that, that, and that. Very useful. Okay. What else should we mix? Okay, so there's burnt umber, ultramarine blue, which we already tried, and red, green, white. But burnt umber and ultramarine blue already gives us a grey. So interesting, but we might leave that one. What are the other ones? Blue, orange, white, and burnt umber. We might skip that one. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, here we go. Some more skin tone experiment. Let's take our here and here. We got a pink. We didn't have a pink yet. So I take the pink and add a bit of yellow. That's nice. That's very good reddy flesh tone. So pink, yellow, and white. Okay, let's try that. We need a bit more space, so I'm gonna do something and just transform this whole layer. Okay, so red. Let's try the madder. And white. And our yellow. It's a very bright yellow. Let's see. Oh. Nice. Alright, so let's try and pop some of these over on the side so we can use this later on if we want to. So we'll go with this light one. I like that one. This grayed out version. I'm gonna put in the reddish version. And that one should probably come first, but that's a good mix of skin tones. Let's try adding a little bit of the black to these skin tones and see how it goes. Oh, we lost all of our colour there. Let's go back. I just like wiped it all off. That's quite good. So oh, not yet. We'll do the whites in a minute. Maybe we're getting a bit too far away from. That's a good khaki brown though. I do like that khaki brown. Let's put that down here. Now what was that? This came from brown, white, ultramarine and orange, cat orange, and a bit of black gave us. So let's try that little. Okay, we'll finish up over here. So let's try these with a bit of white. So I'll put that next to that one. It's a bit lighter. Okay, that's a nice kind of grayed out version. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. And mixing. I saw a really good book about recipes for color painting, and I thought, you know, I'd love to have that book, but I could also just do experiments. And I think this is a good way to do it. That's also a nice khaki. That's pretty much a khaki too. So if we went khaki, and then we stole this one from over here, we've got a little khaki palette. How different is that? That's a yellowish one. That one's a bit more greenish. That one's a little bit more yellowish. Very nice. Okay, so we've got this one. These two are good. Except I'm not. Maybe we just need a bit more of that in there. It feels so green now. Okay, yeah, that's knocking it back a bit. Still a very khaki kind of colour. This is a light khaki, I suppose, but once you add that bit of white in there, I think that's. These are all pretty useful. Very nice. Okay, so we've got a bunch of skin tones that we mixed. We should probably have a darker skin tone. Let's try our... what was that one? That was our... Adjust it. Okay, that one came from what? The red? No. Oh, the yellow and pink. Okay, let's try that. Was it the rose madder? Yes, madder, and we'll go with the... Let's try a gold ochre. Okay, that's useful as a caramel. The gold ochre's kind of already a caramel though, isn't it? Let's see. Like a maroon. Okay. Now let's go back to that rose and we'll go back to the cad. Let's go with the darker cad yellow and give that a mix. And then, yeah, we're close to a darker skin tone. An orange base, and let's put in a bit of burnt umber with that orange and give that a go. Orange and burnt umber. That's pretty good. I think we could also try that orange with I want to try this. Orange and ultramarine pink. kind of purple. There we go. So maybe for fleshier subsurface scattering areas of the body. And then this one. Let's put these up here too. Alright, how are we doing for time? Oh, it's already 9 o'clock. It's 10 past 9. Okay, so we're a little bit late today, so that's okay. Well, I'm going to do a save on this. And I thought this might be a fun thing to do. I was almost going to cancel the stream today because we had a lot going on. But turns out I got here late, so I didn't think I would make it, but we're here. But we've got a nice little bunch of colors here, a bunch of skin tones that we mixed from scratch. I think we could just do some more color experiments. I'd like to try, let's try some ochre and a blue. Let's try cerulean blue. Now that's a good kind of green that's desaturated. A desaturated green. Now greens are important if you like to paint landscapes. So I think these little experiments, let's try a darker blue with that. So it's ultramarine blue and yellow ochre. Let's try yellow ochre and Prussian blue. I'm going to call it a day in a minute, but I'm kind of getting into this, a very bluish greenish. Subtle difference to that other one. Now what about these ones with quinacridone magenta? I want to try each of these with a little bit of pink. Oh. Let's see what kind of grey we get. Pink and green, complementary. Might need some more it's a neutral brown. Tan. Could be another good skin tone there. Pink, quinacridone magenta, and our mix of ultramarine blue and yellow ochre. And something similar, a little bit darker. No, a little bit lighter, I think, yes. More khaki. Alright, what brighter yellow. Let's try this yellow. And let's go with this. Oh, I'm nuts. Sorry, I meant to use the blue. Okay, let's go with cerulean. We're gonna get a green there, but it'll be a different green. I think that's what we used in the original one, this brighter green. Okay, what about this turquoise? And madder. No, we'll go with the quinacridone magenta. See what kind of purple we get there, because we didn't mix a lot of purples, but that is a nice purple. Look at that. Now I really like purple, so we should do a couple more purples and then we'll call it a day. Let's do a darker purple, and let's try, I think we used, let's do cad red this time. We've got a pinkier purple here. We've got a deeper purple pinky there. And then we've got, I think that one's my favorite actually. I guess that the redness brings all of that pinkiness. Possibly also useful in a skin tone area with a bit of white perhaps. Okay, let's try cad green. Green, magenta, okay, like a honey, caramelly honey. Similar. Very similar. Okay. Ultramarine pink. And cobalt turquoise. Another delicious purple. I like bluier purples. Alright. Well, let's save it. Unusual for us to do this for Sketch Club today, but I hope you had fun. And I hope you got to do some colour experiments. It was better than me skipping the stream. I didn't prepare anything because we had a bunch of things going on here today. But if you would like to suggest a topic for next week, you can do. My email is shane@jrartlab.com and I will check the email. If you want to share us your colour palette, I'd love to see what creations you kind of mixed up here. But we will see you next week. I think I just saw another cool one. There you go, you can try that. Yellow and I think it's pyrrole red. No, it's not. It's gonna be, yeah, I think it is. It's pyrrole red. Last one. That's not giving me this. I guess if you took that and mixed a bit of white in, you would get the skin tone. Yellow, and red, and white. That's pretty good. So we'll sample that and put that up here with our other skin tones, and more pinky one. We needed that. We needed that, actually. Okay. Alright, we'll call it a day. Thank you for joining us. We'll be here again next week, and we will have a sketch to do instead of our colour experiments. But I hope you had fun. Thank you very much. See you next week. Bye. Bye.